Yes.
Of course, depending on resources. And so the first pillar of the Uganda Rotary Cancer Program, whose board I chair, is to do with creating awareness.
Which is very, very important.
That's most important.
Yes.
Because prevention is better than cure.
Yeah.
Now, I've told you that the reason why we've got 80% of the patients die is because they go when the cancer is less, since diagnosis. And so we want to avoid that. The hospital, that's a last resort. If it were possible, we shouldn't have anybody going to hospital. So, first pillar, cancer awareness. The second is exactly giving free screening services.
Yes.
Helping people to know their status as early as possible. Again, the intention is the same. When I know that
prevention
I'm okay,
is
fine.
better.
If I know that I have it, and hopefully arrest it in stage 1, at most stage 2, that can be cured. Cancer is curable. Why people believe it's not cured is because they discover it late.
I know. I actually have a friend who has...
Almost all cancers are curable.
I think they found it at even stage 4 and he got better. Yeah. So, yes?
I just want to add on what he's saying in terms of awareness, is that as the runs have been organized, if you've noticed, even the other runs, people start exercising.
Yeah.
They start going to the gym, they start walking, they start running, because they are looking forward to having fun, but also there's that win-win in there of like, I have been really being fit for this long. Here is an opportunity for a run. I think I can hit my 21-kilometer mark, or my 5-kilometer mark, or my 10-kilometer mark, whatever it is. But also, if you notice that of late, people have also been cautious of how they eat. Because they say also with this whole cancer thing is a lifestyle.
Yes.
What is it that if it's garbage in, garbage out? So what you're eating also matters.
Yes.
And now doctors have gone, I know they crucify Kasenen a lot and all that, but I think he's one of those people that has
he's
really...
a champion of healthy living.
Exactly.
Yes.
And he's not a champion because he's talking about it, but he's also doing it.
Yes.
So how about us, as we create awareness, also do what we preach, and not wait for the run every year in August to start
You're
showing.
Speaking to me.
To start showing how fit you are, you know. But what I know is that there's the impact and what it has driven, that people have this sense of like, man, I have to eat well. Then I have to exercise. Then I also have to watch how I sleep. Basically, you know, apart from cancer, we also have now NCDs. And the NCDs are also one of the ones that have...
break that down for my non-medical...
The non-communicable diseases, yes. So you can imagine. And when you have those, what happens at the end of the day? Somehow cancer comes in. So now what people are doing is fight those so that there is not an end result of a long-term illness. And like he said, there are people that have recovered. It is not, and that's a problem I think that we need to create awareness with, and DG here will bear witness, is that when someone has been diagnosed, even in his first stage, they have already killed themselves. Like they have resigned and they know, I have cancer.
They've lost hope.
I'm going to die. But now, those are the people that we need to preach to, not the other ones who know that everything is done and they're on palliative care and all. No. Now, these people that have just found diagnosis, because, like you said, it's curable. And many people...
And we need to spread that news.
Exactly, exactly. So I know, and like you said, as we get to the Cancer Run Day, right now there are screenings going on that we advocate for. Screens that we advocate for. Rotary clubs have what they call the Rotary Family Health Days that they run. Of course, again, an idea brought by him. Even that time he'll host him and he'll talk about the Rotary Family Health Days, where every Rotary club has a family health day wherever they are in their districts. But screening of cancer, of any cancer, has also been a component that's been added on. So the awareness is bigger than what we think, only that we don't drum it, and we need to drum it more.
Thank you very much. Now, on the aspect of the run, let's talk about this run. What's going to happen? How can people participate?
You register online.
Yes.
The difference is that this time everything is online.
It's online.
Yeah.
You register online.
It's easier for reconciliation. It's easier
Yes.
for register online, and then you can go and pick your kit anywhere.
Pick your kit.
There are many places around the
Where
city.
is the run going to begin from this year?
From Kolo. Those
Yeah.
are running in Kampala.
Yes.
But they are running in 40 other cities.
Oh, we're running in 40 other cities. Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you check the website. It shall be shared.
Yeah.
And make sure that you register online. We are promoting in IT. And another thing is, remember that it's in 40 other cities, so there's no excuse if you're up country.
Yep.
We all know the cities now that we have. And I think 40 is really amazing because that means people are going to have even shorter distances to run. So it is on Sunday. And this is the 12th episode of the Cancer Run. But I think also what is coming out is the impact has been great because awareness is being raised. People are being enabled to screen for cancer while it's still early. So I'm also encouraging, I think, anybody out there to encourage everybody to run because there'll be cancer screening at all these places. So now getting back to...
Maybe before you get back there,
yes.
in terms of impact.
Impact, yes.
Already the first 3 runs alone enabled us to build the cancer ward in Isamia.
That's impact.
That's impact.
Oh, yes.
The first 3 runs, and then we had the cancer ward.
We have the ward.
And right now that ward works.
Yes.
But what they are lacking there is what you're running for. That's
equipment. Radiotherapy. Yeah.
Others chemo.
Oh,
surgery,
really?
all those are done. In fact, in Zambia Hospital, as we speak now, is able to treat over 1,800 patients everywhere.
That is impact.
That's impact.
Every year.
That's impact.
Every year. That's impact.
I hope you're noting this, people.
Yeah.
So, in the cause for, again, humanity getting together to deal with things, what are the things, because at the Fidelis Leadership Institute, we try to encourage people to be the change they want to see. We also want to hear from people that have made it on what are some of the things, because it can't be easy to run such a big project or to have such a huge dream and to know that you can't achieve it alone. And then have to do it in an environment like this. Maybe in 2011 things were different, but right now we have the scourge of corruption. I'll give you an example. I long ago, about maybe 10 years ago, the organization I was working for then wanted to give some hospital beds and some things to the ICU unit in the female ward in Mulago. And I was tasked with purchasing the things that we were going to give. And then, you know, I looked around and then I couldn't find these kinds of things.
Yeah.
And then a doctor told me, oh, you need to call this number. They will have the materials. So I went to this place and the gentleman had a container full of medical equipment that had Mulago on it. And he was trying to sell me these things.
No.
It happens.
I have been told that it happens, and maybe Marion can testify. She's from the ministry. So what I'm saying is we have this scourge of corruption, and you're trying to do something like this. What would you say, and I have to ask you this because our goal as an institute is to raise a critical mass of ethical leaders. What do you think ethics plays in such a cause?
I'll tell you something interesting.
Yes.
That maybe some of the things you are looking at as challenges may be opportunities for us. And I'll tell you why.
Yes.
Ugandans are extremely generous people. Marion here would know that you're one of the best givers to the foundation.
Wow.
And yet you're one of the poorest countries globally. You know, on the African continent, we are top up there. And yet our economy is about the weakest, you know. And because of that, when we began this fight of cancer...
Wait, how do you interpret that?
I'm coming to that.
Okay.
And how we have taken advantage of that
Yes.
as a cancer program.
Yeah.
Ugandans are extremely generous. You know, right from our villages, You go to visit an old aunt somewhere in the village.
She gives you food.
No, forget about the food. Maybe all she has is the chicken.
Yes.
In our case, we value chicken so much. She has not seen you for a long time. When you come, she'll give her her only chicken.
Yeah.
And sort it for you. That's how, you know, that's how.
That is true.
Yeah.
Our culture, as you can now. Unfortunately, corruption has been around and is growing bigger and bigger and impacting negatively
On our giving
space.
Yes.
So when a Ugandan finds a cause that he or she believes in,
That they can
and you are able to demonstrate
Yeah.
that no single penny here will disappear. That's why she has been doing things online and whatever. We announce results at the cancer run the very day after the run. Every penny that goes in, we tell you how much has come in, we tell you what it's going to do, and we do it and we show it to you. And that's what has explained our success. It is because Ugandans have found this space. They have found
A space where ethics has a home.
These unique guys
Yes.
who actually still have ethics in this country.
Yes.
And that's the reason we are doing as well as we are. So people come on, organizations are coming on. Every other day, they knock on the door. In the beginning, we went to every organization. Now we don't. They actually
They're
come
the
to
ones
us and
knocking.
say, Stephen, how can we work with you?
That's a wonderful legacy for ethics.
So
A
it's
wonderful
ethics.
argument.
Yeah.
Yes.
So ethics has driven us here.
And I like
It's
how you
driving our
say,
success.
I like how you say that instead of looking at corruption as a problem, we should look at it as an opportunity
Yes.
to
For
be.
us, they score people to
Yes.
demonstrate that it can be different. And then attract everybody. So they look left, they look right, they say, no, this is the guy I want to work with.
Interesting. So even for causes, ethics needs to be at the heart of this cause, especially in the, should I say, in the sea of corruption that we're swimming in. Rotarian Marion, when it comes to leadership, I'm very impressed by the Rotary model of leadership, succession planning. Could you just say something small about it, just using examples?
All right. So
Because, and why I'm asking this is because PDG was president in 2011, right?
I was governor.
Sorry, he was
Governor.
governor.
I was president much earlier.
Much earlier, yeah. So he was governor,
1998.
but he was not a governor without background. He had risen through the ranks, and that's what Rotary really tries to promote. But then, up to this day, he is still involved. Even when he's not
a
governor, he still feels that he has a stake in this. So there's that institutional memory that is preserved. Then you have whoever is president right now is also continuing his legacy without thinking, I need to raise this down. Because, you know, there are some places where every new leader wants to remove
their
the
own
past
thing.
and start their own thing. So just how has this model worked, especially for sustainability, Marion?
first of all, allow me to first drive a bit and get back to the ethical bit that you asked Stephen earlier on. You know, Rotary has we have what we call the object.
The object.
The forest, yes. The forest
Yes.
is something that one should live every day, because when you recite it, sometimes we sing it and we don't do what it says. But in the object of Rotary, there's a part that says high ethical standards in business and professions, the recognition of worthiness of all useful occupations, and the dignifying of each Rotarian's occupation as an opportunity for service. So I think ethically, the cancer run and the program and what he was explaining, this is where it comes in. And the generosity of Rotarians is that we have not let down our dignity and our integrity, but we have given what we have, even as we as poor, as he has said, that we are definitely corrupt and the poverty is so in our faces. We as Rotarians still have to leave out that small penny to give it, and that's why you see that the Rotary Foundation is who we are, and that's why the cancer run, and that is why. So that is why, and sorry, the cancer program. Now getting on to leadership, and if you have attended installations where they are installing presidents, there is the guest of honor. The guest of honor, sometimes who's going to install the new president, calls out the past presidents of that club and recognizes them, or probably makes them line up, and then also hints, not like it's like a joke, but says, how I wish leadership could be this simple and as peaceful as it is. Because in Rotary, there's an opportunity every day.
To serve.
To serve.
And to lead.
And to lead. There's an opportunity every day. My club is 20 years old. I probably joined like almost 6-7 years old. I was a president. I was a president there, then I served on the district. But interesting, I served on the district of Rotary before I became a president in my club. So it's not because of a certain kind of caliber and where you have gotten and who you are in society for you to become a president. They see the potential, but also what they look for is, are we mindful of the needs of the less privileged? And that is why you're there.
Are you faithful, available?
Exactly. And I always
that's
tell...
what we call it here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I always tell. That's why I always tell everyone who wants to join Rotary.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell it right to anyone watching and those online. That me, for someone who wants to join Rotary, I'll preach 3 things. I'll come and say, if you're a resourceful person and you are available and committed, then you are going to be a Rotarian. And resourceful is not about the funds. No, you can be a resource of the knowledge. You can be a resource of your time.
Whatever you have.
Whatever you have.
Bring.
But also commitment. You see, if Stephen wasn't committed, and like you said, every leader comes up to show what they want. And the leader would have come and said, but the cancer run, it has died. Oh, it is there. We can do whatever we can. But we want this to also go and also pass. And indeed, many things have come and gone, but it has remained. Why? Because it touches the core of a human being, and people have suffered from it. So he would have given up if it had something to do with the, and I call that petty, really, because if you don't look at something this big beyond who you are, then there's actually a problem.
Someone said, do you want to be a fish in a swamp or a fish in a big sea?
Exactly.
Yeah, or a small fish in a big sea. And I think that that's what I love about Rotary, that it gives you a chance to be a part of things you might never initiate, but a part of things that you will definitely be able to grow and add to. Now, in our little way, I also want to recognize Smart 24 TV for giving Rotary
contribution.
Thank you. And that's a contribution.
So today, Smart 24 is a Rotarian.
Yes, no, honestly,
and
it is.
The Fidelis Leadership Institute has also given up its airtime.
That's now a partner.
But one of the things I'm encouraging people out there's so many ways you can give. If you're an employer, encourage your staff to run. If you are an individual, get someone to run. If someone is ill and you suspect anything, take them for screening. Because there are many little ways in which you can contribute to the fight against cancer. I belong to, when you have gone to school with friends and then you have these class groups. I remember one of our colleagues was ill, and every day my classmates took turns to provide fresh fruit and vegetables for this lady. And I think that if we got together, as you said, this generosity should not be eroded by corruption. We need to find ways of channeling this generosity. And I think right now people are looking for leaders that are going to channel the generosity. But also, PDG, I read a lot of purpose in the things that you're doing. And you're a governance expert and you train in strategic management. What is the role of purpose in leadership? Because it's not only important to have purpose, but I think to also be able to communicate it. Just give us a picture of how important in leadership something like purpose is. Yes. And what role maybe it has played in
my
this
understanding
thing.
of purpose is that it enables you to have a focus.
Yes.
Yeah. And as they say, if you don't know where you are going, then any route can take you there. And therefore, there's no way you can get a team committed to a cause unless you have a purpose which communicates clearly. Yeah. That will enable you to have a focus and a direction. So that is how I see it. So because of that, again, cancer is an example. How come the run keeps on growing every year? It's something bigger because they see the end game. You communicate with them today and tell them, that time I told them we have finished a cancer ward within 5 years. I forgot,
You gave yourself a time limit.
I forgot to tell you that we finished it in 3 years.
You finished it in 3
Yes.
years. Wow.
Target was 5, we did it in 3. Now I've told them, come 2027.
We have a radiology.
Unfortunately, we lost 2 years because of COVID, but
Yeah.
I've still left that target there.
Yeah.
Come 2027, we should have a full-fledged cancer center, not just for Uganda, but for the region. You know?
Yes.
So now
I've
when
read that.
people come to run, they know what they're running for.
Yeah.
Yes, it's fun, yes.
The vision
Vision.
is front and center.
And
So,
everyone know that any
yes.
kid, 30,000 I'm contributing, is making this contribution towards this purpose.
yes.
Because all of us in this country have been impacted by cancer in one way or another, through a relative, a friend, a worker mate, and so on and so forth. So people know. And we are saying, please don't give up. You give them hope. If those of you are still sick,
Hope.
there's hope. And that's the purpose. There's hope. If you come together for this long, just pray that we get there. This is what's going to happen.
Yes. The Bible in Proverbs 29, no, 29:11, is that Proverbs? No, Jeremiah 29:11, beg your pardon. It says, I have plans to give you a hope and a future. You know, God is saying he has plans. And I liked how you linked hope and purpose. Because when you have purpose, you have a hope that you're going to reach your goal.
Get there.
So how would you explain to the young person out there that has something they're really passionate about and they would like to crowdsource, to influence people to join their cause? What would you say, maybe a few tips or steps on how they can go about it?
The very first building block that you need to have is integrity. Nobody
Thank you.
Nobody is going to work with you unless they are sure.
Yeah.
You know, so integrity.
They can trust you.
They can't trust you. You can't compromise on that one. So once that is clear, then of course the next one comes to purpose and communication and then team. You need to work. Nobody can work alone.
So integrity, communication, no, integrity, purpose, communication, team. Who is your team? Marion, what would you say? What would you add to that? That person is out there, they have a cause, they believe this cause could transform their community. Where can they start?
Where I can relate with what Stephen has said, integrity, but I kind of brushed away the forest. If we look at the forest and break it down, the forest that we recite every day,
Yes.
of the things you think, say, and do. Imagine you're thinking, you're saying, and you're doing. Bring it to what is saying, integrity, purpose, team. Who are you working with to think, say, and
do?
Is it the truth, integrity?
Integrity.
You see,
Yes.
Is it fair to all concerned?
Justice.
Will it build good will and better friendships?
Purpose.
Purpose and team.
Yeah.
So I wanted to relate to that.
That's fantastic.
Because we sing it,
Yeah.
but it actually is. It's
our
our day
explaining
to day.
a lot of things.
If it is something that we avoid to eat, it
Yeah.
is something we should eat and have on our plate
Every
every
day.
day of our lives. We are not perfect.
Yes.
We don't go by the Bible and maybe what the forest is. But I'm very sure that in a day, we live one of what those words say.
If you really keep reminding yourself and it's
Yes.
top of mind.
Yes.
Yes.
And then that is when you realize at the end of it, is it beneficial to all concerned? Now the benefit and the all concerned is the community that we are going to serve.
So tell me, Stephen, honestly, Marion emphasized commitment. And being a Rotarian requires a lot of commitment. I have been a bad Rotarian sometimes because it does require a lot of commitment. What are some of the things that would help someone strengthen their commitment? Because discipline is a very hard discipline.
Yes, it is.
And I think that one of the ways in which to achieve your purpose is to be disciplined and committed and consistent. How do you think Rotary has driven this, and how do you think people out there can promote this for their own causes? Yeah.
First of all, talking about commitment, and why some are committed and others are not. There's one thing that I should say we as Rotarians are failing to communicate, and that is the benefits that we get out of Rotary.
Yes.
The reason I'm committed is simply because I benefit a lot.
You see the benefits.
I see the benefits.
Yes.
I see the benefits. Now, other people look at benefits in terms of getting money from a project. No, that's not it. I get much more. You know? If I give you my Rotary moments, for instance, you know what I'm talking about.
What a Rotary moment.
Rotary moments, you know? Things that have happened
Because of Rotary.
Exactly.
Give us one or two. People are out there listening, wondering whether they should join Rotary or not.
Because for sure, right now, me and Rotary, you can't
separate you.
Okay, just share one with you. I will share one, but there are many. I can even quote 100 of them. A daughter of mine got an accident.
Yes.
And I'd gone to Tanzania to do some Rotary work. It was a bad accident. It was raining. It was a Friday evening. So they rushed her to Mulago Hospital. No attention. She cracked a jaw. She lost 5 teeth. They called me. I was in a very remote part of Tanzania. It was just one flight a week. It takes you there. It's twice a week. So I couldn't come back. That was Saturday. I went on Friday. And the next flight was to take
the
me
next,
from that place.
yes.
So I got confused. I couldn't come back. My wife called me. She was crying. She was in Mulago with her daughter on the floor. You know, couldn't access ICU. Couldn't access attention. Because of Rotary, my mind went through scanning through names of Rotarians. Thinking about doctors. Who can I talk to? And you can't believe it. The person that came to my mind first was Shani from your club. You know? Your club. Marion, of course, knows.
Yes.
Brenda and Nina.
Oh, I know her. She was our president.
Yes.
Yes.
So, I'm in remote Tanzania. I called Brenda. I said, Brenda, I have a problem. She says, what is it? I said, this and this and this. I said, oh my God. So she said, give me a moment, I get back to you. In 2 minutes, Brenda had called back. Brenda had mobilized an ambulance. But I tell you what, Brenda's mother, I didn't know then, another doctor who was in Nakasero Hospital. So Brenda called the mother, and the mother was waiting for my daughter at the stairs, waiting for the ambulance.
Yes.
And my daughter was rushed into ICU, and to cut a long story short, today I know my daughter is alive.
Because of that interview.
So how much money did I need to pay to get back my daughter's life?
Nothing.
So when you meet paid you $200 whatever, and I said it's out of money.
It's nothing.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
But life.
Yes. I love the Rotary moment. Yes. I also have Rotary moments. Yes. I think the presidency of the Law Society happened because of a big Rotary moment.
Yes.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going for a short break. And when we come back, we'll hear a little more on the persons of the people that are sitting before us. It's the Fidelis Leadership Institute's Fat Talks, hosted by Smart 24 TV. This is Pheona hosting Rotarian Mwanje and Rotarian Marion Natukunda. Thank you very much. We'll be back.